welcome back to part three of our three-part mini series. This is the True Crime Lounge podcast. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment, and ring a bell for notifications. Um, I also have a Patreon that you can join for early access for scheduled episodes. I also have a merch shop for all your true crime gear. Um, for any updates on my channel or podcast, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All right, today we're going to be talking about timeline mistakes and Sarah's law. Um, After finish our three-part mini-series off, and then at the end of the video, I will talk about what mini-series we will be covering next. I'm excited for this one because it's also one of my favorite episodes of Cold Case. That's all I'm going to say right now. But anyway, let's start with our timeline. Um, on July 2nd, police will launch a search for Sarah. Um, On July 3rd, Sarah's parents, Sarah and Michael, will make an emotional televised appeal to return to their daughter, who they call their little princess. July 5th, her brother Lee takes part in identity parade in Brighton involving Whiting and the second arrested man. July 17th, Sarah's body is found in an undergrowth in a field near Pilbara, 15 miles where she had gone missing, but crucially only 3 miles from where Whiting was brought had gotten gas. July 18th, the body is formally identified as Sarah. The postmortem examination shows she was murdered. July 20th, police found that Sarah's black shoe in the hedge near the village in Coolham, less than 4 miles where the body was discovered. July 22nd, Whiting was still Vauxhall over and become involved in a high-speed chase with police. Uh, July 31st, Whiting is rearrested and for questioning in connection with Sarah's disappearance and murder. He is again released on police bail. August 31st, Sarah's funeral will take place at St. Peter's Church in Hersham. September 26th, Whiting is sentenced to 22 months in jail and to Chester Crown Court after admitting to one count of dangerous driving. Um, and one count of taking a vehicle without consent. February 6th, police arrest Whiting and the kidnapped and murder of Sarah and move on from the attack in Kent to Bangor Police Station, West Sussex. February 7th, Whiting, who is then 42, makes his first appearance before the magistrates, where he will be charged with Sarah's kidnap and murder. May 18th, he will plead not guilty to kidnap and murder, and the pretrial hearing would be held. November 13th, he would go on trial at Lewes Crown's Court, and the jury will hear evidence including Sarah's older brother Lee. December 12th, Whiting is convicted after the trial. Um, Trial hears the strand of her hair found in his van. Now, I want to talk about 5 mistakes that caused the killer. The first one was the location. This was a very crucial mistake, and simply in the location of his crime. The town of Kingston was primarily a very wealthy area, and television sports stars would holiday in, and that there was only one road in and out of the town. Sarah's parents made desperate appeals to the public and their daughter's disappearance. Mistake number 2 was the interview. His second mistake was during the investigation, was eventually led to his arrest, was the interview that carried him out between him and Littlehampton police officers at the time of following discovery of the body. The intelligence officer Crystal Saunders followed discovery of the little girl's body, and he would speak to Whiting as a member of the Splinter. Mistake number 3. Can we guess it? I think if you guessed a van, you are correct. This was also a mistake that he had made, and there was over 20,000 calls made due to media coverage. Mistake number 4 was the cover up, and this was in a desperate attempt to cover his tracks. Mistake number 5, the obvious detail, and the most minor detail you wouldn't think about, the shoe. And despite the fact that officers have found a great deal of very suspicious circumstantial, they had nothing to come to him and therefore led him to police custody. Now, I want to talk about Sarah's Law. This is officially known as the Child Sex Offender Disclosure Scheme, and it was introduced April 4th, 2011. And it allows people in England and Wales to ask the police to reveal whether someone has access to a child and has been convicted of suspected of child abuse. The application for such a request can be made. For example, a godparent or neighbor can make a request. However, the police will normally disclose the details of this to the parents of the child. All right, that is it for this mini series. I will see y'all next time. Um, join me next time as we talk about the murder of Crystal Dawn Staveman and how it inspired a cold case episode. And for those of you who don't know, cold case is my favorite was my favorite show growing up. It was this case that really got me into the show to begin with. But I do recommend watching it. It's really good. But yeah, I will see y'all next time.